Republican Representative Paul Gosar thinks that the anti-vaxxers here in the United States need to, as he puts it, stay the course. Now, this came from a video that was recently released where Paul Gosar was approached by a man by the name of Ethan Schmidt. And in the very short clip that Schmidt posted, Schmidt walks up to Gosar, and Gosar says, quote, "Hey, here's to that anti-vaxxer group, stay the course." To which Schmidt replies, "Yeah, anti-vaxxer club." And of course, Schmidt is also kind of the leader of the so-called anti-maskers club. But of course, Gosar got a little confused. Anti-masker, anti-vaxxer. Hey, they're both anti-science, so why not just lump them all in together? But stay the course, Gosar says. Omicron, the Omicron variant, we just had the first death from it. And for the natural immunity people out there, it happens to be someone in the state of Texas who had already had COVID in the past, was not vaccinated, but thought natural immunity would protect him, and now he's dead from the Omicron variant. Omicron now makes up more than 73% of new COVID cases. The graphs, the charts, the lines, all of them trending back up. And here we have a sitting member of Congress, who's a doctor, for the record, encouraging the anti-vaxxer movement to keep doing what you're doing. We know that the vaccines, especially once you get the booster, significantly reduce your chances of being hospitalized, being put on a ventilator, and of course dying from COVID-19 and the variants. We know that. The statistics prove that. As recently as November, the most recent month for which full statistics are available, more than 90% of the deaths were from unvaccinated individuals here in the United States. More than 94% of the deaths/ventilations for people with COVID-19 were from the unvaccinated. The math is very simple. And what we also know is that if you live in a county that voted for Donald Trump, your chances of dying from COVID-19 are 3 times greater than if you live in a county that voted for Joe Biden. You know, Biden in his address this week said that COVID was becoming a pandemic of the unvaccinated. I think what he really wanted to say, and honestly what he should have said, is that this is becoming a pandemic of the Republican Party. Because that's what we're dealing with. Only about half of Republicans, a little over half, say that they're fully vaccinated. Meanwhile, fewer than 10% of Democrats say they're not fully vaccinated. That's why you see the discrepancies in the Trump counties versus the Biden counties. That's why you see the cases rising faster in the Trump counties than you do the Biden counties. And of course, the death rate out of control, 3-to-1 ratio here. And here you have again a sitting member of Congress that went to medical school telling the anti-vaxxers to stay the course. Eventually, we're going to have the tough conversation about how these deaths in predominantly Republican areas are going to affect the midterms. Because that's a factor I don't think these Republicans are playing out in their head. But it's absolutely going to make a difference, and it's going to be a difference that Republicans are not going to be happy with.